Implementation is the key that decides the success or failure of any scheme or policy. While India aims to decrease its dependence on defense imports, it's equally important to upgrade our defense capabilities in line with modern warfare. For this reason, analyzing the outcomes becomes critical for rational decision making, which is devoid of rhetoric and mere sloganeering. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Savita Mishra and this is TFI Post. Recently, India cleared the proposal to buy indigenous military hardware worth of 70,500 crore. The Defense Ministry released an official statement to announce its major decision. As per the official statement, the proposal includes the purchase of supersonic missiles, artillery guns, maritime helicopters, and long-range standoff weapons. As per standard rules for defense acquisition, the Defense Acquisition Council is India's top weapons procurement body and is currently headed by Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh. For defense procurement, the first step is to get clearance from the DAC. This is called Acceptance of Necessity, AON. In simple terms, DAC accepts that it is necessary to buy defense hardware to increase the defense capabilities of the Indian Armed Forces. Now, it is important to note that DAC has been the arm of the government that is implementing the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat in the defense manufacturing sector. This new clearance by the DAC worth Rs 70,500 crore for defense purchases is a significant step towards achieving self-reliance in the defense manufacturing sector. Further, the DAC has approved to buy 225 BrahMos missile Shakti electronic warfare systems and 60 utility helicopters for the Indian Navy. The approval also includes the purchase of 9 advanced light helicopters for the Coast Guard, 300 advanced towed artillery gun system for the Indian Army, and long-range standoff weapon for the Air Force's Sukhoi 30 fighters. Another important thing is to note that clearance falls under the most important category for defense acquisition. This category for indigenization is known as the Indian IDDM category in the defense procurement policy. Here, IDDM stands for Indigenously Designed, Developed and Manufactured. The largest share of this approved proposal is for the Indian Navy. In fact, out of the total proposals of Rs 70,500 crore, only 56,000 crore are estimated for purchasing hardware for the Indian Navy. These include the BrahMos missile, the Shakti EW systems and utility helicopters. The Defense Ministry said, I am quoting, while the additional BrahMos missile system will enhance maritime strike capabilities and anti-surface warfare operations, the utility helicopters will multiply the operational readiness of the Indian Navy for search and rescue operations, casualty evacuations and humanitarian assistance, disaster relief. The EW system will equip and modernize frontline warships to counter any action by the adversaries. Moreover, the Indian Army will purchase the 155mm 52 caliber advanced towed artillery gun system. This will be in addition to the acquisition of high mobility and gun towing vehicles. In order to replace outdated guns with modern ones, the DRDO started the AT-AGS project in 2013. For the production of the gun, it worked with 2 private companies, Bharat Forge Limited and Tata Advanced System Limited. These AT-AGS have a 48-kilometer range. Last year, a prototype for this AT-AG was used for the Independence Day ceremony at Red Fort for the ceremonial 21-gun salute. It was also used along with the traditionally used British guns. For the very first time, the DAC also approved the development and production of medium-speed marine diesel engines under the category Make 1. The Defense Ministry stated that India is venturing into the development and manufacturing of such engines indigenously to achieve self-reliance. With this, it will leverage the capabilities of the industry towards the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, before moving ahead, it is important to understand the classification done by the Defense Ministry. The Make 1 category is part of the defense procurement procedure. Make 1 refers to the government-funded projects. It is a cornerstone in the Make in India initiative. This aims to develop indigenous capabilities through public and private sector involvement. Now, Make 2 covers industry-funded programs. Another subcategory is Make 3. It covers military hardware that may be designed and developed by Indian firms in collaboration with foreign partners. The approved acquisition proposal will largely benefit Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and other domestic players. The approval includes the purchase of 60 US Marine choppers from HAL. This order will be worth of 32,000 crore on its own. The important thing to note is that this month has been terrific for HAL. Earlier on March 10, the Defence Ministry signed Rs 667 crore contract with HAL. This was done to buy 6 Dornier 228 aircraft for the Indian Air Force. This resulted in a surge of HAL stock price. Additionally, earlier this month, the Union Cabinet approved the purchase of 70 HTT-40 primary trainer aircraft from HAL. This order is worth of 6,828.36 crore rupees. HAL's chairman and managing director C.B. Ananthakrishnan stated that it has an order book worth of 84,000 crore. In addition to that, HAL has an order pipeline worth another 50,000 crore. In total, the Council has given AON for capital acquisition for projects worth over 2.71 lakh crore in the year 2022 to 2023. The Defence Ministry stated that 99% of procurement will be done by domestic industry. Earlier this month, on March 7, the Defence Ministry signed 2 separate contracts with HAL and Larsen & Toubro. The contracts were for 3 cadet training ships and 70 HTT-40 basic trainer aircraft. The orders are expected to increase self-reliance and are worth of 9,900 crore rupees. The latest DSC clearance came after these contracts were signed. The government has created a separate budget for buying locally made military hardware. It has also taken several steps to promote self-reliance in the defense manufacturing sector. These include the major decision to increase foreign direct investment from 49% to 74% and notifying import embargo lists. These lists have been rapidly expanding to help our domestic manufacturers. During Aero India 2023, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh announced that 75% of this year's defense capital procurement budget will be used to buy weapons and systems from domestic producers. This is the highest percentage allocated to the domestic sector. In the last 3 years, India has allocated 68%, 64% and 58% of military's capital acquisition budget. This year, Rs 1 lakh crore has been earmarked for domestic procurement. Compared to this, the government allocated 84,598 crore, 70,221 crore and 51,000 crore in the previous 3 years. Rajnath Singh also suggested that India might impose an import embargo on more weapons and systems. 4 positive indigenization lists have so far prohibited the import of 411 weapons and systems. This assertive push, with Raksha Mantri stating that nearly 75% of India's capital defense budget will be used to boost indigenous defense manufacturing, should be a clear parameter to judge the success of these flagship schemes. The only issue that remains is that there is enough space and a need to increase the total defense expenditure while keeping an eye on our adversaries, China in particular. With that caution in mind, India is set on a positive trajectory courtesy of a clear vision to increase our self-reliance along with making our defense forces ready as per modern warfare.